Good morning, everybody. I am in the middle of trying to sort out some videos that I've done lately. I'm trying to start editing, but I thought I would give you a little update on a video I did recently, which was on the Bongo and the rust issue. Just to recap on that video, I have had an issue with rust on it starting on the sills of my Bongo, and there's one patch that is really particularly bad and is starting to form a hole, and I've kind of been trying to find a garage that I feel comfortable about taking it to get some welding done and a touch up of the paint. So in my last video I talked about a garage I'd found locally that I felt really comfortable with. I took the van in to see the guy there, and he reassured me that the underside of the Bongo is pretty good, and it's really just one patch of welding, might run to the whole sill, but could be just one patch on the one side of the van, and then the rest is really just cosmetic, stripping back the paint, treating the rust and repainting. He was going to be really busy until sort of mid-June, and we are now the 28th of June. What date is it? It's 27th of June. I'm ahead of myself. So I booked it in about 2 weeks ago. I booked it in for last Thursday. And last Thursday, I took the van in to the garage, and it is now Monday. So let's go and take a little look at the van. I'm going to put a little photograph here of it before, and this is it after. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. The rust is still there. So let me fill you in on what happened. As I said, I booked it in for Thursday last week. Today is Monday, by the way. And I booked it in a couple of weeks ago, and because I knew he was going to be busy. So last Thursday morning, I dropped the van off, and the mechanic came over to me, and I gave a run through of what he'd said, because he said it's been a couple of weeks and he's seen lots of cars in that time. So I went through again what he'd said and what the plan was, what he was going to do. And he said, I'm very, very busy this weekend. He said, I'll see if one of us can do it by tomorrow afternoon, so give us a ring tomorrow afternoon. So I rang Friday afternoon and was told they hadn't had a chance to even look at the van at that stage, but they were working all weekend and were hoping to get it done Saturday morning. So I rang Saturday lunchtime and was told pretty much the same thing. They hadn't had time to look at it, and yeah, maybe Sunday. So I dropped it off on Thursday, and by Saturday they still hadn't looked at the van. In the meantime, my van is my daily drive, and whilst I often get lifts to work with Richard, sometimes Richard is away, and plus there's so much stuff in my van that inevitably when the van is away from home I'm always missing something. So I made the decision to take the van back. I lost confidence, really. I understand they're busy. All garages are busy at the moment. I understand that totally. I just wish, I can't really see the point of me having booked it in and then being told they're too busy to work on it. I would have thought the best thing to do in that situation would be to have phoned me before Thursday to say, look, we're not going to be able to do your van, really sorry, can we book it in another time? And I would have understood. But the fact that I was almost brushed off on the phone with, well, we haven't had a chance to look at it, when I had booked it in 2 weeks in advance, made me lose confidence. So for all I know, I'm not going to name the garage, by the way. I'm definitely not wanting to name and shame, so please don't ask me the name of the garage. It's just one of those things. They look like an extremely good garage. They, have good reviews, and they could be excellent welders for all I know. But to me, my van it's precious to me. I know they see hundreds and hundreds of cars, and to them it's just another vehicle. But yeah, I lost confidence. and I have realised that this is a big problem for me, and I think it's probably a problem for a lot of you with bongos, because you all put comments and messages to me saying that a lot of you feel the same. You know you've got an issue with rust and you're nervous to sort of put it in places. And that's the situation I seem to have got definitely rust issues with the Bongo, and now it seems I've got trust issues with garages. And to me, this is a bodywork issue, and really I feel I should be able to go to any garage, not just a Bongo specialist, to deal with the rust I've got. So I really apologise. I was hoping by today I would have had the van done and I could have shown you and talked about the garage and what they'd done and the relief that I would have felt at having had the rust dealt with. And I find myself back to square one. No garage that I feel confident in going to at the moment. Still have a van which is rusty and obviously going to be getting worse every day. Maybe that's been a little dramatic, but yes, so kind of this video is very short, but it's an appeal really. What I want, I'm not looking for the cheapest garage. I'm not looking for one within a mile or two of my home. I'm quite prepared to travel, and I'm quite prepared to pay the rate for good quality welding. But what I do need is someone who isn't going to be dismissive because it's a Bongo, and sort of say, well, yeah, it's going to be rusty and ruined and it's going to need thousands before they've even looked at it, which is the experience I've had at a couple of garages. I just want somebody who is quality work, who is prepared to take on the Bongo and is prepared to do the job in a given window, particularly if I'm going to have to travel to get the van in. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to leave the van there for weeks on end. So it's really important to me that the garage I go to, as well as obviously being capable, are able and organised enough to get it done in a given time. So my appeal to all of you, if any of you with Bongos or any other van that has needed welding, do you have any garages that you have actually experienced? I'm not looking for people to give me recommendations of families and friends who do welding. I want somebody who has experience of a garage, who has done welding, especially if it's a Bongo. If you feel comfortable recommending that garage, I would be really grateful. Now, I live in South Wales, between Cardiff and Swansea. I'm prepared to travel probably an hour to 2 hours to get to the right garage. I feel I've pretty much exhausted the ones local to me, but if you know different, do let me know. If the garage is prepared and knows that I have this YouTube channel, which although it's small, I think the number of you who have Bongos is quite sizable actually. And if I could find a garage who would be happy to talk about the work they're doing, have a before and an after, that I'm sure would be quite helpful to a lot of you who have Bongos and are maybe in the same position I am in. So please, in the comments below or direct message me, I'm over on Instagram, impofb, if you've got a recommendation for an individual or a garage that you know are capable and good and quite happy for me to go there and talk about the work and show befores and afters, I'm obviously happy to pay. Please let me know in the comments. I think it would be helpful for all of us. It would certainly be a weight off my mind. I'm a little bit happier than I was maybe 2 months ago, because the mechanic, when he did look at my van, gave me assurance that the underside was okay. So I'm trusting that is the case, and it's mostly cosmetic and one patch of rust on the sill that needs attention. So I still need the work done. Unfortunately, it's not done. In better news, last weekend Richard and I went camping and we used 2 sites with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, one of which was a club site and one of which was a certificated site. I have recently realised that it's not certified, they're called certificated sites, which is quite a mouthful. So there will be a video coming up. I'm going to split it into 2 because we were away for 2 days, 1 day at the club site and 1 at the certificated. So 2 videos coming of that trip, which was thoroughly enjoyable and we really had a great time. But I thought I would just do this update because some of you might be wondering, well, when is she getting that rust done? So yeah, hopefully a couple of you will have some comments for me, and I'm hoping the next time I talk about rust, that it will be a lot more positive. Meanwhile, everybody, have a great week ahead and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.